If the first word popped on in your mind is money, then you're properly primed. Priming effect is built in our body, and that is so powerful that can even affect our decision making, action, or even thinking. Understanding priming effect can let us identify how others using it to affect us and how to leverage it for our own goods. To begin with, let's talk about what the priming effect is. It's when previous exposure to a stimulus influences our response to a later stimulus. For example, in the beginning of this video, the sound of coins dropping is the previous exposure. It sets the stage. Then, when you see M-Y, your brain quickly fills in the blanks with money because of that earlier sound. That's priming in action. Priming works because our brain is an interconnected network of neurons that stores memory and information. Think of priming as a shortcut for retrieving what we need. When we encounter a stimulus, like a sound, our brain pulls in all kinds of related information, smells, concepts, experiences, even logically unrelated details within milliseconds. Once it identifies the most useful connection, it quickly discards the rest. This process allows us to read and understand sentences smoothly, especially the longer ones, without losing in the middle. And of course, follow along with this video. And there are also different types of priming. Positive and negative priming influence how fast we process information. Positive speeds it up, while negative slows it down. Semantic priming relies on logical or linguistic connections. Associative priming involves things often linked together, like mouse and cheese. Repetition priming happens when the same stimulus is repeatedly paired, strengthening the connection. Perceptual priming is based on similar forms, like recognizing a shape or word that looks alike. Conceptual priming works through related ideas, like book priming, read. And finally, masked priming occurs when a stimulus is briefly presented and hidden, influencing us without us being fully aware. Each type shows just how fascinating and complex our brain can be. Priming helps us retrieve information faster and reduces cognitive effort. For example, when reading an article, we quickly connect the meaning of each word in a sentence. But when reading in a second language, where the neural pathways are weaker, it becomes harder to make those connections. However, priming also means we might not question if the connections are logical. Our unconscious biases can influence our thinking, which can sometimes be harmful. Before we finish, I want to mention that many priming studies, including some of my references, were questioned after the 2012 replication crisis. While I find this field fascinating, I encourage you to think critically and fact-check when necessary. It's important to approach research with both curiosity and caution.